step to a mic. We're going to sit up here. You'll sit here, and I'll take the stool. This is Brent Hamden. Give him a hand. Welcome him. I don't know Brent that well. I'm getting to know him now real well, actually, from his story. But he's only been here about 4 weeks, or just before Ash Wednesday. And he lives in Carlisle, Arkansas, which is near Little Rock.
Don't blink, you'll miss it.
So, can we switch sides? Because I was used to being the other. Okay, are you comfortable?
No, I can lift the cushion.
Okay. This will work better for me if you don't. Brent Hamden's with us to tell his story. So let's just start out here.
Well, I'm Brent Hamden.
Well, I want you to tell, I have control issues, just
Yes.
forgive me.
I'm not looking practice.
So tell us a little bit about who you are, your family, and then why you want to, how you found us.
Well, I'm Brent Hamden from Carlisle, Arkansas.
Now, hold on, we're going to stop you again. I need to turn you a little bit so they can see you.
I was trying to hide. Anyway, Brent Hamden from Carlisle, Arkansas. I grew up on a family farm, and going through school, I was Mr. CHS, captain of the football team. Now I'm very active with my mom and dad, and now I have a beautiful wife and 2 children. My daughter Bailey is a junior in college, and my son Gray is a senior in high school, and my wife is a special ed teacher.
And y'all been married how long?
22 years.
22 years.
Thank you.
And Carlisle, Arkansas, I looked it up on Wikipedia, 2,300 people?
Yeah,
Yeah.
real small.
And your family is still there and has a farm, and you worked on that farm?
Well, we won't farm anymore, but yeah, we do.
Okay, I got you. Okay, well, how did you find us?
On the internet.
Internet, okay. All right, well, great.
Yeah.
We're glad that you're here. So, you lived this seemingly, on the surface, idyllic life. I mean, you were a family guy, you were involved in the community, you went to church, you were active at Carlisle First United Methodist Church. But you had a hidden life. You want to tell us about that?
Yes, I had a drug addiction. And, I guess it started back when I was in high school. After football season was over, I started smoking a little pot. And then when I went to college, it progressed into cocaine and methamphetamine. And all that went on for a while. And then I came home from college and I started back on the farm again. And it just seemed like it made the long days on the farm go by better. So I kept using, and I ended up using for 20 years.
And your drug of choice
Was meth.
And you used it, but you were able to function.
Yeah, I ran the farm with my dad and did all the things a family guy does, and I just it had gotten to the point where I'd done it for so long, it was just a part of my life. It was a habit, and it was just a routine. I'd get up in the morning, get high, stay high all day, and then come back home and do all the things that the family guy does, and get up and do it again.
Yeah. But you stopped.
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
And when I got arrested. That's a good way to stop. When we were on the way to the jail, I told the state trooper, I said, thank you. He looked at me funny, and I said, no, thank you, because it's finally over. It took me getting in trouble to quit.
Yeah. It's interesting, because you had prayed. You know, you
Oh,
asked
yeah.
God. You want to tell about how you...
Oh yeah, I prayed and prayed for God to help me quit. I never would. So I guess he answered my prayers with a little prison time.
It's interesting to me when you were in that car, though, it kind of reminds me of the psalmist, that you had this, even in the depths of your being, you had this sense of gratitude.
Right.
There was help, that you couldn't kick this by yourself.
Right. Oh, there's no way to do it without Christ.
Yeah. So you want to tell us about your time in prison?
Yeah, I got to prison, didn't know who to trust or what was going to happen, and God placed a man in my path, and he took me under his wing, showed me the ins and outs.
Christian man.
Very Christian man, and he led a prayer group every night, and then like when we get in from work, then we'd do a lot of walking and talking how Christ what he's done for his life and what he can do for me. And it was a sad day when he left, but it's, you know, you get so close to people there that you don't want to see them leave, but you're happy they're leaving. You get to go home and be with your family. And but at that point, I already met a lot of other brothers, and we kind of helped pick each other up. And by the time I left, it was I was being the Mac to the new guys coming in, so we kind of
Paying it forward.
right.
So, at the second service, we're televised, and I know for a fact, because I've gotten letters and feedback, that that service reaches people that are incarcerated. But also, I think about people, you know, out in this congregation, that we have our own prisons. You know, we deal with toxic relationships, or we deal with our own addictions, or we have things that imprison us.
Right.
So, what would you say to someone that feels like they are imprisoned?
Just ask God into your life. That's all He wants. Just ask, and He's ready to be with you. And for anybody that has somebody in their family or a friend that's going through trouble, just give them a shoulder or an ear. Just pat them on the back, say, "I'm here for you." Just let them know that you love them, because you don't know how far that goes. And you don't know how many people walk past you and never say a word either.
The greatest lesson you learned through this entire experience?
Yeah, it's love. The love of my family. The best person I know is my wife, Jill, and she stuck with me. And that was the hardest part. But we got through it. We're better now than we've ever been.
She's praying for you right now.
Yeah.
So, could you have done this without a sincere relationship with Christ? I mean, you grew up in the church,
Yeah.
faithful to...
But I guess I'm just occupying a spot in the pew. That's about it. Because my true relationship with Christ was when I was in prison. And because it's, I don't know, I guess you go to church because that's the thing to do. And until I hit rock bottom and realized that I didn't have a relationship with Christ, that all I was waiting for was to go leave church and go get high and just to start another day. Once you realize the true meaning and a relationship with Christ, then you know, then you can move on. It's wonderful.
Yeah. And I asked you several questions, but I really want to ask this one again. Do you think you could have kicked the drug habit
No.
without Jesus?
No.
Have you forgiven yourself?
That took a long time. And I didn't do that till I was in prison. One of my friends, he finally told me, he said, "Look, you've got to let it go so you can move forward in your relationship with Christ." He said, "It's in the past, move forward." And I did, and that was another step in the right direction for me with my relationship with Christ.
Yeah. And your story. You know, when Brent came to me, he was on the edge of his seat. I mean, we connected. He connected with this church, and he set up an appointment. And he was on the edge of his seat, and he was like, "I just got to tell you my story." You were eager. You've been sober 6
years and a week.
Yeah, and you've been out of prison 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
But why is it so important to tell your story?
Well, the whole time when I was in prison, I always wanted to try to help people, especially kids. But when you get out and you're in your hometown and everybody's already got these ideas about you, it's kind of hard to get started. I know it shouldn't matter, but it does. And then God led me to y'all while I'm down here working, and I knew I was going to be here for a couple months, and then you and I hit it off, and it was a great, I know God led us together because it was just instant. We knew that we'd do some good with this story. So.
And I hope that you'll continue to tell your story. It's easier to tell it here.
Mm-hmm. Right, it's easier to tell it to some people you don't really know. So I'm getting my practice up.
Well, we celebrate your story, and we celebrate that it was here in a worship setting that you had the courage to kind of put it together and tell how God has redeemed your life. Thank you.
I'd like to thank my family and my boss, Jim Wood. for being my boss and mentor, and his family has taken me in, and just like one of their own, and has really helped guide me through this along with my family. I'm truly blessed, truly blessed.
I think about how transformation or redemption takes time.
Right.
And I think about the people that were patient with you and held in there. And
Yeah, as much as I struggled through, it was pretty tough.
yeah, it's a reminder for us to be patient with one another. Thank you for your story. Give Brent a hand.